We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from the United Press. Flash, Washington. The White House announces Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor.
That was an awful day. We'd just come home from church. We heard over the radio that Pearl Harbor had been bombed. And Ken immediately said, "We're at war." And we knew some of the young men. There was one in particular that they thought was on the Arizona. And they later found out that he'd survived. But I tell you, every time you turned around, anybody you saw it on the street, there was some relative. They had people, members in the military.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts.
I was 9 years old. I was waiting downstairs from my mom to drive me to my friend's house. And I remember her coming in and telling me that I couldn't go to my friend's house that day. And I remember throughout the day seeing my parents sitting in front of the TV and sort of blocking it from my younger sister and my view. When I heard that we were sending troops into Iraq, I was like, this can't be happening. War was something distant. War was something that, happened in the past. It never even occurred to me that I might live through a war.
I'm grateful to have been born and live in this country. We have a lot of advantages, and of course I think it's the greatest country on earth. So many of our service people believe in what they are doing, that they're glad to serve their country and proud of their efforts, and you can't deny them that right. But the loss of people is awful to think of.
That we were going to be writing letters to some of the soldiers and thanking them for what they were doing and thanking them for putting their lives on the line for what they believed was right. That was really the first time that I even thought of modern day soldiers.
There was such a difference between those two tragedies because there were many young men from Mankato that we knew who were on ships there in Pearl Harbor at the time, and but we didn't know anybody involved in the 9/11, but the very concept of it was so horrid.
The overwhelming grief and sense of loss that comes with every single war will never change. The essence of war hasn't changed for thousands of years.
There's nothing fair about war. I can't conceive of anybody feeling it was fair. Sherman had it years and years and years ago. War is hell. There's no other way to describe it.
The people who fight the wars will always be someone's brother, someone's father, someone's sister, someone's friend. They will always have connections. There will always be grief. War does not determine who is right, only who is left.